Hey girls, what's going on? So I have popped in today to have a little chat again about some information that might be of help. So I had a beautiful conversation with a friend recently. She had contacted me. It was something completely unrelated, and the conversation just kind of took us there to our kids. And she was really struggling with what we both call, what she was calling defiance. Defiance, just as in no. No, I will not do what you want me to do. No, I will not put my shoes on. And no, I will not brush my teeth. No, I will not leave the house. And basically, it was wearing her down. It totally wore me down too recently. Max is nearly turning 6. We went through a really tricky period. And I will always be honest and open in sharing that. I know I'm very positive about what I put online and share, but that's deliberate because I think the more positivity we're surrounded by, the more our brains flow in that direction. But it doesn't mean that I won't share times where it wasn't easy. I am very, very thankful that I have the tools that I have and the patience that I've acquired and different things, which has just honestly come through education and through taking on other people's, tried, tested, true facts and going there instead of always thinking I knew best and just putting that aside. So basically where we got to was they get to a certain age and boys, I don't want to label, right, but boys are very action, like they need stuff going on all the time. And even more so than girls, I have found boys are in their head a lot. So they're playing and they're busy, probably not action. The right word is busy. Boys are really busy all the time. And so they're busy and they're in their head and they're building something. Like the boys are the creators and the builders of, things in the world. So are girls, but yeah, boys really sort of generally, go well in that area. So they're in their minds and they're thinking of this stuff and they're interactive. And then we come in, and a lot of the time we come in and we kind of just put a stop to that with asking them to do something. So that's not what my friend was doing. She was super duper patient, but this is just a general observation with the people I've worked with and seen in families. We kind of come in with this, okay, now we've got to get our shoes on, get out of the house. Imagine, they're in this thing and then they just get drawn out. So their immediate reaction is kind of to be angry, I guess, a bit, because they were in this world that we've since removed them from. And so they just refuse. They're just at an age, and it does come back to what I learned in PET, which is all about needs. So they are believing that their need is more important than your need. So your need is to be on time. Your need isn't to leave the house. And your underlying need is to be on time and be, a polite person and, get everything done in a day and have that be smooth. Like a smooth life is a beautiful need. And we realized recently that was our need. We had to communicate that to Max, right? And his need is to play and have fun. And so Max said that to me blatantly recently when I started questioning him about his defiance and what was going on. He was saying, I just want to do what I want to do. And that was his way of saying, I don't want to be interrupted by you wanting me to do boring action. Put your shoes on, brush your teeth, all the boring stuff. They see it as so boring, right? It kind of is. And so then comes the way we choose to explain those things and how they meet the need. So how I want to talk to you about that is the smooth life, right? So when I dug within me and talked to Darren and realized what is our need, does it, that he is interfering with, this behavior of his? What is our need? Okay, it is to have a smooth life, isn't it? Like an overarching need. We wanted a smooth existence. We don't want to be yelling at someone, hounding someone to do these simple tasks. We want it to just go smoothly. Okay, and then his need is to play. So we had to acknowledge his need. So I've always said to Max, again, this was part of my PE training, that we are equal, Max. This family is equal. You are no better than me and you are no worse than me. You are equal to me. So your needs are equal to my needs. So your need is to have fun and play, and my need is to have a smooth life. So what can we do? How can we make this be suitable for both of us? So there is a solution, not someone wins, someone loses, not even a compromise, right? No one has to give anything up. We just have to come up with a way we can both be happy. So once I said that to him, and that, do you understand, mate, that these little things, they just have to be done in the world every day for us to meet the need of having a smooth life. Let's try and make them be done in a fun way. So one of the things we do is we have funny alarms. So I've ended up setting these funny alarms all the time that go off for various simple tasks. I'm just going to walk away because they're mowing. And that has always been a winner because it's amusing to him when it goes off, right? The alarm's gone off again, Mum, and we're laughing about that as opposed to worrying about the action. So there's lots of little things you can do, honouring the fact that I can see here that you have a need to have fun and not do these boring things. But could you imagine what it would be like if nobody did these things? Can you imagine how not smooth our life would run, Max? So you start to get an idea in their head about all the things you do that make the life smooth for them. And what you want to use are words along the line of contribution. I want you to contribute. I want you to cooperate is a really big one. Cooperate with what Mummy has asked of you, and please put your shoes on so we can have a smooth life. Yeah? Respect is another big one. I need you to respect Mummy and what I have asked you to do, and cooperate. Simple. And another one that always works with Max is fair. Do you think it is fair that Mummy does all the work while you play? Really simple things, and they're not blamey and they're not judgy. They're quite open-ended, but they're simple enough that they get through to, say, a 5 or a 6-year-old enough. And don't expect miracles, right? Have a clear expectation. This happened with us recently when it had been really bad for a few weeks. And we started implementing these new things and figured out our need and how we could come up with these other solutions about, getting out the door and getting things done. And ours was the funny alarms. I recorded my own voice saying funny things because there's not enough of my voice in the world. And he recorded his voice, Max, and we made these funny alarms, and it's more jovial, like it's heaps more joyful now when things happen. So that was one of our solutions. But what happened was, we were at the dinner table then, and Max was doing something again that wasn't, perfect. To me, it wasn't actually triggering me, but it was triggering Darren. So that was up to Darren and Max to kind of work through. But afterwards, when we had a chat, and I let Darren do his thing, I don't push my skills on Darren anymore. I did in the beginning and it didn't work out, and I've learned a big lesson from that, a really valuable lesson. So he does his own thing and he's an amazing dad. And what happened was, after Darren and I got to speak when Max was in bed, and I said, without judgment, I actually feel like your expectation is in the wrong place. I can see massive change so far. So when I look back, we've come a really long way. I'm not looking forward at like what's missing. I'm being positive about how far we've gained. And then if there's one little thing going on, I can take that in my stride. If it's if it gains, if he repeats it and it continues, well, then I would address it. But if it's a one-off, I'm just going to kind of sit and wait on that, because I feel like he's come a really long way from where we were, and I want to appreciate that moment. So yeah, it's Defiance is all needs driven, right? They are just believe that their need at this point in life is more important than your need. So really, explaining equality and making them feel equal is going to be important to that, because they're going to be defiant if they feel like you're going to make the decision for them anyway, and you're going to tell them and you're going to do it anyway. So if you can consistently make them feel like they're more equal and they have a say, you're going to get them on board. Okay, and then they're going to give back to you if you're giving that to them. They're going to say, okay, well, I will do that because you've given me a clear reason that I can't really argue with, and you've included me in the solution as well. So just a little tip, there's more to that, like about the Defiance thing, but that's just quickly the things that I would try and use, and keeping those words in your conversations about fairness and respect and equality, contribution, cooperation. All these kind of things are the right words to use to get them to change their behavior. So good luck with that. Give me a holler if you've got questions. Bye, my darlings.